busting shots right at your brother against the purse.
But shootings and violence downtown tend to have a genesis somewhere else.
Hey, yo, what's good, word, man? It's your boy Yo-Yo Escobar. You know what I'm saying? Capture the Moment films and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Rapper Yo-Yo Escobar took cameras into some areas of the city that he believes are some of the most crime-ridden for YouTube videos he produced in 2018.
Man, I'm doing this for Indianapolis, Indiana, first and foremost, you know what I mean? This is just to shed light and give y'all a little bit of history, you know what I'm saying, behind some of these neighborhoods that we got in the city. And there's a lot of neighborhoods in the city, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think any other blogger, vlogger, media personality person, whatever you want to call it, is documenting this shit, you know what I'm saying? No one's telling the stories behind some of these hoods, and you know what I'm saying? Me, I was active in the streets.
Escobar says he was in the streets from 9 years old to 21 when he moved away from Indy. He's now in his 30s.
This neighborhood right here is BTF. BTF stands for Behind the Fairgrounds. It's located behind the Indiana State Fairgrounds in between College and Keystone, basically 40th Street area all the way to 52nd Street. That's a big area.
Some of that area has changed with gentrification, but some of it is still part of gang territory, he says.
Late 90s, early 2000s, so around my era, you had, they was claiming UFG, which means unfair grounds. And then, like I said, you had other subsets.
He's describing gang names and hangouts.
You had, I think it's Hog Fam. You know what I'm saying? You got the Hogs. You had the Lady Hogs. You know what I'm saying? You had 49th and Primrose, 49th in Carrollton, 40th in Guilford, 45th in Kingsley, 43rd in Crenton. Man, it's a lot of streets, man. You know what I'm saying? And basically where everybody hangs out at is Arsenal Park. You know what I'm saying? That's like the big, when we was younger and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Young. That's where everybody would go hang out, is like Arsenal Park and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I'm from Indianapolis, baby. Yeah, I used to ride a bus.
A visit to IMPD's North District headquarters to talk with veteran patrol officer Jerome Harrison. He's patrolled different neighborhoods on the north side for 17 years, starting with the Butler-Tarkington area in 2003. If you want to know about gangs in Indy from a police perspective, Harrison has seen it all as a patrol officer, as an evidence technician, and even as a minister. His church is on the east side.
When we think of gangs, I normally think of like the Bloods and the Crips and what, well-known gangs that are in California, and also, other gangs in major cities. But our gang culture, I would say, is just a group of young men and sometimes women that get together and just call themselves whatever name that they want to give themselves. But our gang, we do have a gang unit on our department, and they do a phenomenal job at recognizing the gangs, recognizing what they're up to through social media, Facebook, and other social media apps.
Yes, indie gangs are on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, all of the social apps. And like Officer Harrison says, the cops keep up.
So they do a phenomenal job at trying to de-escalate some of the gang activity here in our city.
Social media disses have been the cause of some heinous crimes in Indy.
An individual got out of whatever mindset and thought it appropriate to fire at a home and target whomever.
From the WIBC newsroom, here's what's trending at this hour.
Who got milk? They pepper sprayed me, man.
The protest in Indianapolis, like a lot of them across the country.
Deputy Chief of Police and the
You'll now hear sounds from what happened on Monument Circle about 10 Friday night when cops and protesters met face to face.
as long as you guys don't hurt anybody and everything.
If you don't want to hurt anybody,
The protest had been peaceful and orderly. Then a young woman was put in cuffs. That's what protesters blamed for the confrontation.
You put her down on the ground and put the nightstick in her back, and she did nothing. This is why we are all out here. This is what we are fighting for.
Tear gas fired off in front of the State House.
Can hear another shot there.
Here comes the sting.
Every day, I mean, there was just so many people wanting to see Ryan, and so many people, Willie Nelson and all them came, I forget, from Farm Aid. A lot of people came in for Farm Aid, and they came to see Ryan. And
oh, just one love shines for me tonight.
His own wishes indicate that that all was to be done to try to preserve his life.
Just look at the stars up in the sky.
She's got an awful lot of faith, and she believes in that boy.
Carrie Van Dyke, Indiana Department of Health in 1990.
He never failed to surprise me, so I wouldn't put it past him to do it again.
Jeannie, do you remember the last thing that he said to you and the last thing that you said to him?
I thought Ryan was doing better. I went to get my mom at the airport, and when I came back, they wanted to put him in a coma because they wanted to slow his body down, hoping the medicines would work better. And so I had left, and I had went and got my mom. She had flown up from Florida because she wanted to be with Ryan, and they wanted to do it right away. So I didn't get to say a lot. I remember us talking, and he said, "Mom, if I got a chance, I want to go for it." And I said, "Okay," and I gave him a big hug and told him I loved him, and I didn't really ever think that was going to be the last time, that I would see him. I don't know. That was hard because I had left.
April 7th.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here in Indiana.
The Farm Aid concert is held in Indianapolis. Elton John, who had been at the hospital for over a week with the family, dedicates a song to his friend.
This one's for Ryan. But it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind.
But many of the performers who had gone to see Ryan in the hospital are there to sing, to raise money and awareness for America's farmers, and to send good vibes to the young man who was in a medically induced coma.
But here in the real world, it's not that easy at all. 'Cause when hearts get broken, it's real tears that fall.
The morning after Farm Aid.
It is with great sadness and deeply felt personal loss that I must inform you that Ryan White has died of the complications of his AIDS. His death at 11 minutes past 7 Eastern Standard Time followed a slow deterioration which began yesterday. At the end, his family and a few of the others who loved him were close at his side. He never regained consciousness, and I am confident that he suffered no pain at the end.
Ryan White's battle with AIDS ended at Riley Children's Hospital Sunday morning. White's attending physician Martin Kleiman says White was unconscious and he believed Ryan felt no pain. While other children have died from AIDS, Dr. Kleiman was asked why Ryan was so special.
And that this was an unusual young man. He was 13 years old with a very unassuming, honest simplicity that allowed him to communicate very freely. So much so that celebrities were amazed with the ease with which he could communicate with them and surprised at the difficulty they had communicating with him.
Kleiman says celebrities he met with impressed him with their sincerity. None had self-serving reasons. Governor Evan Bayh has asked that flags be flown at half-staff on Wednesday, the day of Ryan's funeral. John Bartholomew, WIBC News.
They called Ryan White a hero on Monument Circle last night. A candlelight vigil was held in memory of the 18-year-old Cicero youth whose public 6-year-long battle against AIDS and ignorance ended with his death Sunday. Maxwell Jerome says one of his friends with AIDS organized the vigil from his own hospital bed.
And every person with AIDS is so fortunate that there was a person like Ryan White who could bring about an awareness and an understanding. God bless his soul.
Julie James brought her 10-year-old niece and her friend to the vigil.
And being that he was one of the first children diagnosed with it kind of gets you right in the heart, and then for him to go out and speak about it and fight against it, what can you say for a kid like that? A lot of people just sit down and give up. He didn't. he fought. He knew he was dying. He had a lot of courage, and he did a lot of good.
Ryan's public funeral will be held in Indianapolis tomorrow. Russ McQuaid, WIBC News.
But when he passed, and we lived in downtown Cicero.
Rick Pike, now a radio engineer for MS Communications, was a classmate of Ryan's at Hamilton Heights.
The swarm of people that just came into the town for his funeral was, we couldn't even leave the house. We didn't leave the house that day. You couldn't go anywhere. Everything was there was just people everywhere.
The public is invited to attend Ryan White's funeral this afternoon at 2 o'clock at Second Presbyterian Church at 7700 North Meridian Street. White family friend Elton John is helping to plan the funeral service and is expected to sing a couple hymns as well as a song off his first album, Skyline Pigeon.
I always thought that Ryan sent a guardian angel. He sent Elton too, because I couldn't have done it without Elton.
According to John assistant Sarah McMullen.
But his main reason for being here was to support the family. He was a friend of Ryan's. He is a friend of the White family, and he is with Jeannie and Andrea now, and that's where he wants to be.
When they got to the airstrip at Port Katuma, several men were waiting on them. The men were People's Temple security. They ambushed the group and killed Ryan, one of the people leaving the temple, and 3 journalists. One of the journalists was Bob Brown, who caught some of the murder on tape as he fell with his camera.
You'll regret it this very day if you don't die. You'll regret it if you don't die. You'll regret it.
What you're hearing are excerpts from what is known as the death tape, recorded later that day when Jones instructed his followers to take a combination of chemicals.
Too many people. I saved them, but I made my example. I made my expression. Paul said I was a man born out of due season. I've been born out of due season just like all we are, and the best testimony we can make is to leave this damn world.
The adults took injections. The kids drank it. Hearing the tape is tough. Many of the kids protested. Some of the adults did too.
Keep your emotions down. Keep your emotions down. Children, it will not hurt if you'll be quiet. If you'll be quiet.
State Department spokesperson Mary Ann Bader.
We have received from our embassy in Georgetown, Guyana, a preliminary report by local police officials on the scene that it appears as if as many as 400 members of the Jonestown People's Temple community may be dead.
Guyana government officials confirm the deaths.
Those were just the first reports. The actual number was 918. Thomas Beichman was not there. He went to Georgetown, a few miles away, but some suicides happened there too. He witnessed one right in front of him.
That lady killed her kids. I heard that little girl, I guess she killed the little boy first. I heard that little girl say, "Oh, Mama." Hey, you know, I'll never forget that as long as I live. I guess they told her that they was doing what they were doing, and she's going to lead by example, but nobody else followed her, you know. But she forced it on her kids.
State Department spokesman Tom Reston picks up the story.
I will say that the State Department urged caution upon Congressman Ryan, and we did, in a logistical sense, indicate to him the logistical difficulties of taking a large entourage of people into so remote an area of Guyana.
Sometimes I don't know where this dirty road is taking me.